Hello, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an Android app with absolutely zero coding. For this, we will use a tool called Cordular. Cordular has been popular for quite a few years now, and it is based on the MIT App Inventor um, blocks kind of format. So you will be able to create a mobile app essentially with zero coding, and you don't need any coding skills. All you need to know is how logic works. So what is the app that we're going to build? Let me show you a quick demo before we get into the development part of the app. So we'll be using the Cordular companion app, and this app is used to test your app before you submit it to the Play Store. So let me quickly connect the companion and show you how what app we are going to build today. Yep, so this is going to be the app that you will learn to build in this tutorial. What the app does is it pulls the Chuck Norris jokes API and pulls one joke for you and presents it on the screen. You also have an option to click the reload button so that the joke changes. You can do this n number of times. You will get a new joke every single time, and if you want to share the joke with your friends, you can click on the share button and that will pull up the share dialog on your phone, so you can share it on any of the apps that are available on your phone. All right, let's get to the demo now. Great, let's get started. So to build the app, what we will need is the Chuck Norris API. You can go to api.chucknorris.io for the API, and we will also need an account on cordular.io. Just make sure you create an account. I already have an account, so I will do create apps and get onto my dashboard where I can see my other projects. Along with this, you will also need an extension to parse the JSON response. So if you notice, the Chuck Norris API returns a JSON response, and we need the value part of it. So we have to get a utility, which is JSON utility, to parse the JSON response in Cordular. Don't worry about it. I'll give the link to this utility in the description below. Just make sure you download it, and yep, let's get started. Just click on create project, and then let's name it Chuck Norris, and then you will find a few options. If you want, you can make it light or dark, or you can leave it default. I would make the minimum as 6, and then the package name is the unique ID that is available for your app on the Android Play Store, Google Play Store, I mean. So let's name it holy cow, you can name it whatever you want. Just make sure you have a unique name. So named it this. I'll leave the primary color to what it is, accent color to what it is, and click on finish to land on my dashboard. And if you remember the demo of the app, we are looking at a text field which shows what the joke is, and then there is a share button, and then there is a reload button at the bottom. So this is your screen, and if the joke extends beyond the screen, we need to be able to scroll, right? So the first thing that we need is you go to layouts, and in general what you do is you have a vertical scroll arrangement. Just drag and drop it here, and I would do width as fill parent so that the width is covered. And inside that, what we will do is let's add a little bit of space so that the joke piece comes to the center part. So what we need is we need a space block from here, so you can just simply search, and I will do space inside the vertical scroll arrangement. Same for space, I'll do increase the width, and for height you can use a value here. So it is in pixels, so let me just add 120 pixels here. And then if you notice in the demo, going back again, we have a card to show the joke, right? So I'll pull in a card view here and put it just under the space. Perfect. So inside the card, again, this I will increase the width to fill the parent, and then inside this card we need a label. Label is basically a text arrangement in which you can essentially fill whatever text you want. I'll show you how to fill, but for now we will just add the label here, and the same goes here as well. For the label, we will just make it bold for now, change the font size to larger font size, so let's do 48, and then let's also change the font type to probably Roboto thin, and yeah, width is going to be to fill the parent is the card for this one, and then text for label you can remove for now or you can leave it there. We will handle that part of it through the logic of it, and we will make it hidden. So is it visible? It is not visible. And the next one that we need is circular progress bar, right? So if you notice on the left in the palette you have a circular progress. I'll drag and drop it inside the card. Make sure you drag and drop it inside the card so that it shows the reloading inside the card and not somewhere else. So I'll also make this full width, and once you've done this, let me quickly hide this as well, and then we will need a share button, if you remember. So what we will do is let's quickly go grab a button here, put it inside the scroll block that we have, and same here, width is to fill the parent, and then font size, let me just make it 18, and everything else can remain the same. Here you can change the text for the button. I'll make it share, so that should be good. If you want to change the color, you can change the color. You can click on it and click here to change the color. So we have the share button. Now we need a floating action button. Floating action button is the one that is going to appear here. For this add is a plus icon, so I need a refresh icon. If you want reference to the material icons, you can go to material icons website from Google, and yeah, I think with the button and the floating action button as well, I think we are good. If you want to adjust the height, you can do this, the margin from the corner part, as in from here to here. If you want to adjust that, you can do it from here, and we leave the rest as is. It has to be visible, so we'll leave it visible. Now the other two components, as I mentioned, are one is JSON utilities. For that you need to go to extension and import extension. In this you have to do import the file that you download. The download link for the file is in the description below, and yeah, once you import this, the other thing that we also have to add here is, let me quickly search for web component is used for calling an API and fetching the data from the API. And then we have one last component. So the web component, the floating button component, the sharing component is the one that is actually calling your apps when you click on share. So all of these are invisible components. They're not visible on the screen, but you can play around with them in the logic part of it. Now that we have all of this set, let us quickly change the name here. So I click on screen 1 and just find the name of this and change it to Chuck Norris Jokes. So once you update the name, there is also a about button, or let's say an actions button on the top right corner. If you don't need it, you can select show options menu and hide it. So I think we're good. We have replicated almost all the parts as per the demo. Now the next step is to add logic to the whole thing. So if you notice, once the app opens, we are showing a joke, and once someone clicks on the refresh icon, we are also showing a joke again, and once somebody clicks on share, we are loading the share module. So for this logic to be built, we need to go to the blocks tab, and in the blocks tab now is where we will use the API. So let me quickly copy the API, and so instead of using the API multiple times, what we will do is we'll set a global variable and put the API there, so that we can just use the variable every single time we need to call the API, right? So you click on variables block, and here you can just drag and drop initialize this as, let me call it Chuck API, and then to paste the URL you need a text block. So let me quickly connect this and paste the API URL here. So we have a chuck API variable that is available for us whenever we want to call the API. So the other thing, the other variable that I also want to initialize and keep empty for now is the current joke, so that I can use the current joke variable in the sharing block, so that we can copy it to the clipboard and share it on any app that we have, right? So let me quickly initialize another global variable and call it current joke, and initialize it to an empty, right? So we are set with this part. Now, as I said, when somebody clicks on the reload button that is going to appear here, or when the app opens, we need to do a refresh and call the API, right? So what we will do is we'll go back to blocks, and in the blocks, what we will do is on the left, you have to click on the floating button, and then once you click on that, you will have a block which says when floating button is clicked, do these actions. Along with this, we also need when the app opens, right? So I'll go click on screen 1, and once I click on screen 1, I'll get all the actions that I can do with the screen 1. So here you can do when screen 1 is initialized, right? So both of these have to call the API, right? So the first step here is before the API is being called, we need to show the circular progress icon so that the user knows that we are trying to fetch the data, right? So click on the circular progress and drag and drop the set one under this and connect it, and you okay, sorry about that. What you have to drag and drop is you have to drag and drop the visibility of the block. So you can do delete and delete, click on this, and here find the visible one, right? This is the one. So first, when the floating button is clicked, we have to show it, and then once the joke is loaded, we have to hide it. That's it, simple, right? So to show it, you have to set visible to true. So you click on logic block and then find the true one and set it here. Now the next step is to call the web API, right? So for that, we have added a web block, right? So I click on the web block, and then from here, what I am going to do is before that, I think we need to set, before calling the web block and calling the API, you need to assign the web block the API URL. So again, click on the web block, and then here find the URL. So there is set allow cookies, and then then there is set web URL. Here I'm going to attach this to the first one that we already attached, and this will be our variable that we initialize, the global variable. So we'll do a get and then select global chuck API, and the last part that we need here is to call the API. So we'll do call get web. Right, the same is replicated here as well. When the screen is initialized, we have to call all of this. So what you can do is just duplicate all of these and then quickly set them in the screen initialize part of it. So so when screen is initialized, all the floating button in the bottom corner that is clicked, we will call the API, right? So now once we call the API, the next step is we have the API data ready now. Now what we have to do is parse the data and show it, right? So for that, again click on web 1. Now here we use when web 1 got text, which is essentially once it has a response from the API, right? So what do we do once it has a response? We have to set the label to the joke. So it is that simple. What we do is make sure you click on label 1, and then find label dot set text or text. So this is the one, and you assign this to here, and once you have that set there, what you have to do is now parse the JSON and get the value of the joke. So value is sitting here inside the response. So what we will do is we added a JSON. Oh, we forgot it to add the JSON util. So I'll quickly go to designer. If you remember, we imported an extension, right? We need to add this as well. So I'm just dragging and dropping it onto the screen. Now it is part of the app. It is also an invisible block. So now once you click on JSON utils, our response array is very simple. It is direct, and there is no iteration required for you to go inside a nested value and then get the value. It is right there. So what we will do is we'll just do get value here, and then here the object is the response content. So what we'll do is get the response content, and then the key is the string called value. So for string we go to the text block here and then pull this and add it here and insert value, because value is the one in which the joke resides here, right here. So we added that, and yeah, the text is set to this, and at the same time, if you remember, we initialized a global variable, so we'll also set it to the joke. So I'll just duplicate this and set it here, and once the text is set, if you remember, I said we need to hide the loading icon. So what we will also do is along with that, if you remember, the text label is hidden by default. So what we will do is just click on label. We will do set label dot visibility or visible to true. So set label dot, just find set label dot visible. Now we need to add true to this. So make sure you attach it to that, and I'm just duplicating this. You can find true in the logic block, and then after this we have to set visibility of the loader as false. So what we'll do is we'll click on circular progress and set circular progress visibility to false. Oops. Okay, I'm just duplicating this and adding it here and changing this to false. So when the web API URL is called, we are also passing the text and assigning it to the label, and also setting it as part of the global variable called current joke. Along with this, if you remember, we need to be able to share the joke, right? So for sharing, we have a button. So we click on the button, and when button is clicked, we will do a simple action, which is on the left, just find the sharing block. And here our simple thing is message, because it is just a text. You can do a lot of other things as well. If there are files, if there is a package name that you want to share, if there is a file with a message, if you want to share it just to Facebook, you can do this, just to Facebook Messenger, etc. And here the message is going to be the global variable that we have. So you can click on this. Oh, sorry, we need to just set the message to the global variable. So I'll click on variables and do get, assign it here, and get current joke. So current joke is now ready to be shared on any app that you have on your phone. So now with this, our app is ready to get deployed, and the next step for you is to download Codealer Companion app and then connect to Companion and then test the app. The connection part of it I've already shown in the demo part. So this is what is needed for you to build a Chuck Norris API based application on Android. You can use this for any API. Depending on the API complexity, you have to increase the complexity of the parsing calls here. And yep, so that's the tutorial, and I hope you've picked up something from this one and have learned how to build an Android app without coding at all, and with just simple blocks based on the MIT App Inventor. Do try it out. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Codealer also has a great community where you can search for anything that will probably get you unstuck if you're stuck, and make sure you use all these components for this app to work. That's it for this tutorial. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.